My name is David Yu. I've been working with Hillstone's NDR product since its beginning. So today I will spend about 30 minutes also sharing some of the information about the NDR technologies and also introduce some of the basic functionalities of NDR product from Hillstone Networks. And also, I'll be happy to discuss any questions with you online or offline. So as you know, recently, Gartner Research published, for the second time, its NDR market research paper. So in this paper, first part of the paper, Gartner introduced or discussed the technical aspects and the marketing aspects of the NDR technology. And the second part of the research paper, Gartner globally recommended about 10 or so NDR vendors to evaluate the technologies and put on their recommended list. And for the second time in a row, Hillstone Networks NDR product, technology, and solution has been nominated on the recommended list from Gartner. So this is a recognition of our product and technology. So in this webinar, I will introduce some of these relevant information to you. So what is NDR? Here's a marketing definition from Gartner. NDR stands for Network Detection and Response. Previously, it was called Network Traffic Analysis, NTA. So this year, Gartner enhanced or refined this definition to make it more accurately reflect the current status of NDR market. And also, Gartner enriched the contents of the definition of NTA. So according to Gartner, the marketing definition of NDR is NDR solution basically used non-signature-based technology to detect suspicious traffic on enterprise network. What this means is recently, with the advance of threat detection technologies, more and more behavior analysis-based technology are introduced in this market, including big data analysis, artificial intelligence, and machine learning based technologies. So these new suite of technologies are very effective in modeling and studying the behavior of the traffics, and can very effectively detect the suspicious activities and any potential threat attacks. So the new NDR technology is emphasize using the latter part of these new technologies, which is using these behavior analysis techniques instead of static signature-based techniques to detect the suspicious activities and also detect the potential threat attacks. So this is the first part of the definition. Also, after any suspicious activities or threat attacks was detected, these events should be alerted on flags to the security administrator or security analyst, so he can conduct the deeper investigations. So this is the second part of the aspect of the NDR. The third part of the NDR is after the investigation work is done, usually there are some incident response or mitigation actions ought to be taken by the security admin or security administrator to mitigate the damages and of the attacks or the suspicious activities. So these are the three aspects of the detection part. And also a valid NDR solution should provide a very good traffic visibility, both north and south traffic visibility and the east-west traffic visibility. North and south traffic visibility mostly refer to those traffic going in and out the network gateway. And the east and west is more focused on the intranet or inside the data centers. So this is the market definition from Gartner. So to be qualified as a valid or good NDR product, or solution, what are some of the criteria from Gartner? This is at least here is the criteria listed in the Gartner's research paper. So a good or valid NDR solution must meet these 5 criteria according to Gartner. First, this NDR product or technology or solution must be able to analyze the traffic, the raw traffic in real time, not some store the traffic and analyze it offline. This has to be conducted in a streaming mode or batch mode in real time. Second, it should be able to monitor the traffic, both north-south direction and as well as the east-west bound direction traffic. So it should cover traffic going from all over all the directions. And third, it should be able to distinguish normal traffic patterns versus the abnormal traffic patterns and alert any suspicious traffic if it's detected. And fourth, of course, is the using behavior analysis mechanism, and also usually using machine learning or other advanced analytics to detect the abnormalities. And fifth criteria, it should have manual or automatic response capabilities in case to mitigate the threat attacks or suspicious activities, the damages caused by the suspicious activities. So NDR or NTA, why do we need it? Actually, NDR or NTA are not brand new technologies. They has been there for a while and has been considered somewhat as mature technologies. So why we still need it? So first, we still need these technologies to analyze large amount of traffics effectively. So to detect these suspicious activities and also detect a potential threat attacks. So the traffic amount usually is huge. So we should have some effective mechanism to conduct the traffic analysis to instead of so the tasks to do this analytical jobs is usually huge. So we should have an effective tool to do these jobs. And also after detections or suspicious activities are detected, we should be able to conduct forensic evidencing and threat hunting, and also conduct the incident response. So this is the threat detection aspect of the NDR. The other aspect is using NDR or NTA. It is still very useful in the security operations or security operations centers. So using this can provide comprehensive traffic visibility, both north and south and east and west. So to provide traffic visibility is vital in a security operation. And also additionally, it can provide traffic monitoring, some traffic logging and auditing, and also compliance aspects of the security operations. So both on the threat detection and then suspicious activity detection side, incident response side, as well as the security operation side, NDR or NTA still proven to be a very valid tool in these areas. This page, I will briefly describe what are the differences of the NDR technologies versus some other relevant technologies, namely traffic monitoring and SIEM. So we all know, we all have seen these traffic monitoring pages, usually in the security, the firewall devices or IPS devices or some other traditional security devices. We usually all have this traffic monitoring pages, so we can see view the traffics coming through the devices. So for legacy traffic monitoring, mostly it's centered around the 5 tuple of the packets: source, destination IP, source, destination port, and the service. These 5 tuples, and some other additional maybe some other additional net flow informations. So mostly these traffic monitoring, traditional or legacy traffic monitoring or analyst techniques centers around these 5 tuples of the packets. And usually it provides still quite very comprehensive visibilities from different angles. For example, you can see number of the packets coming through certain interfaces on the device, number of the bytes, number of flows, and we can filter and sorting according to applications, according to packets, according to source and destination IPs and things like that. And we also can provide quite strong filtering capabilities in the traffic monitoring. Traffic monitoring is mostly used in the operation side, either IT operation side or network operation side, rather than the threat detection or threat prevention side. So we can see usually the usage of the port, or what causes the CPU to utilization high, for example, what causes the memory usage high, for example. This type of information auditing can use these traffic monitoring techniques. And also, traffic monitoring usually have no capability to decrypt any traffic. It's just take the traffic, the 5 tuples, and perform different analytics on these packets. The other aspect technology is SIEM. SIEM is also a very mature technology. It's very important part of the security infrastructure. So SIEM, everybody must know that SIEMs operate on the logs, all kinds of logs. So it takes a log, stores them, and usually conduct offline analytics on these logs. Usually they can also configure some filters and some rules to perform we call data mining inside the logs. Recently, the SIEM has expanded into the security area, like Splunk has introduced the enterprise security part of its traditional SIEM product. So using more advanced analytics technologies, for example, using the natural language processing, NLP, using some other powerful query and the scripting language, they can conduct much more powerful analysis inside the log to dig into the more information inside the logs, and also correlate informations based upon the information inside the logs, and to find out any suspicious activities as well. So SIEM is a much bigger security infrastructure tools. So SIEMs and NDR is not contradictory to each other. Instead, they are more complement to each other. So by adding NDR into the SIEMs, into the SIEM-based security infrastructure, the infrastructure can gain more insight on traffic itself, in addition to the log itself. So it has more, adding NDR into SIEM's infrastructure will enrich and empower SIEM to do more things than its current capabilities. So SIEM and NDR are more complementary to each other. So we also see these days people are integrating NTA into SIEM's infrastructure. So this is also one of the trend currently. NDR, of course, on the other side, can conduct more comprehensive analytics on traffic itself, not only the net flow based information, but also the characteristics of the traffic. For example, it can analyze the payload feature of the payload. For example, the entropy of the payload and inter-packet arrival time, packet size distribution, and things like that. So it provides much comprehensive capability to analyze the traffics, and also much in depth and also in width. So more broad and more depth analytics on traffic itself. So this is a very powerful in many scenarios where the traditional traffic monitoring or SIEMs cannot achieve. So now I will explain some of the building blocks of NDR solutions. What are some of the core components in a good NDR product or solution. So a good NDR product or solution first must be able to do the traffic collections and the protocol parsings and decodings in real time, not offline, but it has to be in real time as the packet coming into the devices or tapping into the devices. So it conducts this filtering or protocol decoding on raw packets. And also after this, it can extract certain the information it is interested in. I call it the traffic of interest. Either it's a certain protocols it is interested, like HTTP traffic, or the traffic from certain areas, networks or subnets he is trying to protect. So that's called the traffic of interest. So he has to be able to decode application protocols on these traffics. And after that, he will do some pre-processing and normalize data to make it for the data schema more normalized. So this is a traffic collection and pre-processing capabilities. After that, usually he can store the traffic data, metadata, into the local storage or passing these metadata into some other analytical centers or platform for further analyze. And she should be able to store the raw data as well, either locally or in some other server farms for later threat hunting usage. So this is a first two parts: traffic collections and pre-processing, and traffic storage. This is two building blocks of the NDR solution. And next pillar or building blocks of the NDR solution is the traffic analysis. There are many traffic analysis techniques can be used. Traditional statistics-based traffic analysis also valid and very useful in many cases. Additionally, behavior-based analysis is also critical, usually using machine learning technologies or other artificial intelligence technologies. So the good thing about the machine learning or AI-based technologies is that it can model a large, extract features from large amount of data, build the baseline models of the normal operations, and then can conduct effective analysis for new traffics against these models being built and find out the abnormal, if any, abnormal or suspicious activities. So it's very automatic and it's very effective. And also using machine learning or other techniques, we can correlate the traffics in a temporal or spatial spectrum. For example, if we find out some suspicious activities from one particular IP, we can go back a certain period of time to find out any other activities these IPs have conducted, any other suspicious or normal activities, this particular IP address. So that will help to draw the conclusions whether indeed this particular source IP address machine have conducted any suspicious activities. So this correlational analysis is also very, very helpful to increase detection accuracy and reduce false positive. And also traffic analysis part, also we should be able to do pickup capturing for threat hunting and forensic evidencing purposes. This is the most important part in this building block of an NDR solution. And additionally, we should be able to provide the traffic visibility. And this is also very important to give the security admin or security operator deep and global view of what's going on inside the network. And also, if any alerted event or suspicious activity is flagged, it can go deeper, to drill deeper into this what's going on for this particular event. So traffic visibility is also very effective, very important to help security admins to effectively conduct traffic analysis. So these are four. Let me go back. 4 building blocks, I think, is a core components for NDR solution. So how to evaluate a good NDR solution? The evaluation of an NDR solution is pretty much aligned with the capabilities it is capable of doing. So first, of course, he has to be able to analyze traffic in real time. And also the granularity of the traffic analysis is also important. He should be able to, for certain critical server, he should be able to do point-to-point analysis. Or for some subnet, you should be able to subnet-based analytics. So the granularity of traffic analysis is also very important. And the second is it has to be able to prevent end-to-end traffic processing from the ingress all the way to egress. So this a whole life cycle of the traffic analysis is important, not partial of this thing. And also he has to be self-adaptive. For example, if you have a known holiday season coming up or known certain traffic behavior pattern within the day or within a certain period of time, you should be able to take into factor of these known factors and adjust the model accordingly to be effective, to be more accurate. So self-adaptive is also very important. And third is it should be able to detect, of course, abnormal traffic and threat detections. These are the third criteria to evaluate NDR solution. And also, the other one is he should have some incident response capabilities. Usually, incident response can be done in conjunction with the security devices. For example, once the threat suspicious activity is found on certain particular flow or particular IP address, this NDR product can issue some messages or policies to the firewall devices, which usually deploy at the network gateway to block or to do something to that particular IP or that particular flow. So usually incident response is done together with other security devices, but you should be able to do this. And the other, of course, is a good and comprehensive traffic visibility. This is also very important. And also the other factor is the whole solution or product should be very easy to deploy without much provision or configuration. He should be able to just drop into the network with minimal disruption to the current network operations or topology changes, and should be able just to work by itself, learn and adapt and work by itself. So these are some of the key points to consider when you evaluate an NDR solution. There are many, as I said, NDR itself is not a new technology, brand new technology. It's been there for a while and for a long time. There are many NDR vendors on the market. Usually they can be categorized or classified into these three groups. First is the pure NDR player. These are usually small startups or small player, which is a very focused on particular NDR technology. They have a good NDR technology, or maybe you want a good NDR product or appliance or solutions. So they are very focused, but the size or the coverage is maybe not that wide, but they're very focused. These companies usually are small in size, very particular technology savvy, and usually are startups. Second category is traditional network monitoring vendors. These companies usually have products from low end all the way to the high end, and then they have the capability to conduct the traffic collection and large traffic storage and traffic monitoring, and some traffic analyze capabilities. So it's very natural for them to expand into this NDR territory leveraging their current product portfolios and techniques. So this is second category. A third category is a large or medium or large security vendors, which usually have a rich set of a security product portfolio and also have the technology, certain technologies to conduct the traffic analysis. So it's also very natural for them to integrate these ad hoc technologies and form new or advance into a new NDR technology territories. So these usually can be classified into these three categories. Go next page. So the next few minutes, I'll spend the next few minutes introduce the Hillstone NDR solutions. So Hillstone Networks has been working on this a couple of years ago for quite a long time, and our product and technology has been recognized by many different awarded win several awards by many different organizations. So also, this is the second time we are on the Gartner's global NDR recommended vendor list. So Hillstone NDR solutions have these few aspects of it. First, we have this we call SBDS, Server Bridge Detection System, which is a single product solution. This has been there for, I think, for 2 years and won many awards in this product. So the single product form, basically, we're basically the all-in-one solutions. We have the capability to collect the traffic, and we have local storage to store the metadata, and we also have multiple analytical engine to conduct the traffic analysis. And also we have the we call iCenter, which is the visibility part of provide comprehensive visibility of the traffic, and also the alerted events to help the security admin to do more investigation. And also we can integrate with many different security devices like NG firewalls, IPS, and many other EDRs, all these security products to conduct the threat response or incident response. And also BDS itself is very easy to deploy. You take the device, you put them near the we call the critical assets, which is usually the critical server inside the enterprise network. You deploy them near these entities you try to protect, and drop them in, plug in, and tab in, mirroring the traffic over, and then with minimum configuration, it will just learn itself for a certain period of time, build up the baseline models, and then enter the monitoring mode. And then it will just work by itself. And it can monitor both east-west and the north-south traffic, depending when and where this is deployed. This is a single product form of SPDS. Recently, we also introduced we call iSource, which is a distributed product form. So this what is basically it's a big data analysis platform. It has many we call traffic sensors. These traffic sensors or probes can be deployed in a distributed way in different network sectors or different areas. And then the traffic will be monitored and collected, and the metadata will be extracted depending on the rule. And the metadata eventually will be forwarded to a center analytical platform to conduct analysis on the global base. So this is a distributed form, also have the NDR capabilities. So here is the Gartner's marketing research paper. The left side is, I think, is 2019, and the right-hand side is this year, June 2020. Gartner started to publish the research paper last year, and this is the second time. So we are on the Gartner's recommended list, vendor list, 2 years in a row. So this is a great recognition of our product and technology. So continue on Hillstone's NDR solution. So here are some of the highlights. Actually, I already mentioned earlier. So we have both rule-based, signature-based, statistical-based analytics. We also have behavior-based analytics capability using machine learnings and the data analysis and the mechanism. We call it engines. Inside we have multiple engines, analytical engines inside the box. So we have the other thing is highlights is we have a rich thread and anomaly detection coverage. So we can detect the traffics, new traffics. We can detect the traffics for different directions, upstream and downstream, new sessions, new flows, and then we have many different coverages to analyze traffic from different angles. And also, we have provided comprehensive traffic visibility to give deep insight on those alerted events, and also show the state of the operation of the traffic to security admins. So this is done in our iCenter, which is the user interfaces on the device. And also, lastly, it's easy to deploy, very self-adaptive, require minimum configuration and provisions. So very easy to use, and it's very self-adaptive. Here's a graph how it is deployed. So in this case, you can see inside on the left, bottom left, we can deploy this BDS device near the aggregated switch, which can monitor all the traffic in and out the switch here. And also we can deploy this near the upper layer switch here. So it's very flexible to deploy. You can also lower this guy SBDS inside the server itself. It's very flexible to deploy. There's basically no hard limitations where you can put it. This is the single product form factor. And this is the distributed product factor. Here we have a traffic probe on each network sector here. So here we can see it can be deployed. A sensor itself can be deployed at very lower level, near the protection areas. And now these traffic metadata or threat detection result can be forwarded into what we call iSource center analytical platform, which can be a server farm, high performance server farm, or it can be inside the cloud. Here's the distributed form. Here show just a big screen. Usually, this big screen show the global state of the operation or state of the attack, and state of the rankings or whatever. All these informations, these can be placed usually inside the network operation center to give a global view. Let me go back to this page here. So lastly here, I want to share some of the thoughts. What are the future of NDR? So we see how NDR migrate from a traditional legacy traffic monitoring and into adding more behavior analysis into today's NDR. So what's the future for NDR? Here are some of my views. Basically, number one is it will be more diversified, meaning you will inject more data sources. Currently, we inject only traffic data. Maybe in the future, we can take more data sources. For example, the metadata from EDR, metadata from IPS device, firewall devices, and any other sandboxes, IDS devices, and other agents, host-based agent can be deployed. So it's very flexible. So more data sources will be added and ingested into the NDR solutions. So data fusion will be conducted on all these different type of data sources. So this will make it more complete solution instead of today's still primarily focused on the traffic analysis. So I think it will be more diversified. The second part of it will be more technology integrations. So more importantly, we'll possibly integrate threat intelligence feeds from external or internal. So this threat intelligence will help to enrich the findings of the suspicious activity finding of threat events. Will help to enrich them and help to improve, provide more context information and improve the confidence or more accuracy of the events, of the threat events or suspicious events that have been alerted. So we have basically can provide more contents information using threat intelligence. And the other aspect, for example, we can integrate the Active Directory, which can provide user level information. For example, if we see a certain source, a host machine at a certain particular time download a large amount of a file from certain server, maybe we can retrieve the host name on this machine, and then we can check the Active Directory or other management information to see whether this employee has been, for example, recently laid off, and then before the last day, he will download a lot of files from certain servers. So all these information can be correlated together to finally and accurately identify and confidently identify whether this event is indeed suspicious or indeed is something worth the security admin to take a look. So more technology will be integrated. The third aspect is the automation. The automation is the key because as the data become more and more and traffic become more and more, it's very difficult to conduct, even with the some help of scripting. It's still very difficult. It's a very labor-intensive work, day-to-day work for the security admins or security analysts to conduct the threat huntings, to conduct the threat analysis. So using automation, we will liberate them from these labor-intensive daily work and let them focus on more higher priority or more severe incident. So to improve the productivity and also reduce the operational expense. So automation is very, very important. Actually, these days, the technology trend is what we call security orchestration, automation, and response, SOAR. So many companies have released this type of security SOAR platform. So using SOAR, we can basically orchestrate the entire threat detection, threat analysis, threat detection, and threat incident response and ticketing. All these processes can be automated using orchestration entity we call the playbook here. So using SOAR, it is very, very helpful for these security admins and security operators to conduct very high effective, high productive work in the security operations center. So as we see, the NDR has been coming from original NTA traffic analysis, adding more behavior analysis, become today's NDR. And then we'll ingest more data sources, we become XDR. XDR means extended NDR. We can analyze and respond to any source, any data sources. And NDR next will be at a larger scale become SOAR. So this is what I see is the evolving process of NDR itself. So the goal here, of course, the ultimate goal is to improve the automation, improve the threat detection effectiveness, efficiency, and reduce overall the capital spending and operational expenses. So this is the ultimate goal for this technology to be used.